Shalom and welcome back to the Torah Targum game. Let's pick up where we left off. Turn off the Targum layer. As always, we'll try to demonstrate the first verse, so anybody who's watching brand new could already get the idea. And go and create the account and continue to play. Message us if you have any questions or if you need help with anything. And so, again, the goal is to create the space for the Targum. So right now it's just a big block of text. So you could begin by breaking up the Pesukim, the verses, and then breaking the verses in half with the Etnachta symbol. Essentially, that's what it does. But then you could continue further and break it down. So Vayhi bayamim haem, like phrase by phrase. Vayigdal moshe vayetze lecha vayar b'sivlotam vayar ish mitzvah keish yehudi. Right. So turn on the Targum. And begin to move the text along. So it lines up, and you could see exactly how things, the meaning of each thing is now lined up, or the Ezer Kenegdo. And now we could begin to try to understand what is happening. And like this, we'll learn Aramaic, which unlocks the entire Talmudim. So Vayhi bayamim hahem, Vayhi, where the word why comes from when you cry out when something horrible happens. If you imagine in like a truly pained voice, of shouting even, like why would this happen, God forbid. Vayhi is a language of distress. The Shon Sa'ar, the sages say, there's different views. Some say that it's actually not only for a negative thing. Vayhi means this tremendous event, occurrence, that when it's written by a not good thing, then there is no greater not good than this thing, and when it's written by a good thing, there is no greater good than this thing. By he or that light was essentially what's called the organuz now, the light that was concealed because it was too good to be given to people who would misuse it, and God forbid. So Vayhi bayamim hahem, and the sages teach us, the Targum in Megillat Esther that transmits this teaching as well. Whenever it says Vayhi bayamim hahem or Vayhi bimei, it means that it was distressful all of the days, all of those very days, that it was completely distressful, everything that was going on. So it says Vayigdal Moshe grew up. So is this defining now what that means? Vayetze el AHAVA, and he went out to his brothers, which again sounds like Yosef here. Vayar besivlotam, and he was looking. The Targum, besivlotam means sevel is suffering. The Targum bifulchan hon, with their work. That is what's causing the suffering. and not only just simply work, non-stop work designed to break your mind and your body and to separate man and woman so that they will not give birth to Mashiach or to other good people that will overrule them. So Vayar, and the Targum is V'chaza, Chazon. What's the difference between, because as we said, there's no synonyms. So Vayifen ko v'ko vayar ki'eni. So now to just continue, we'll turn off the Targum layer and continue to break down the verse, delete the prakim, which is a foreign invention, as we've said. And you could download the real breaks of Tanakh in the manuscript section here. And so just to continue to break down the verses, creating space for the Targum and lining everything up, Bezrat Hashem. Vayifen ko v'ko vayar ki'en ish vayach et hamisri vayitmenehu bahol vayetze bayom hasheni v'hine shne anashim ivrim nisim. It's very important. I'm trying better and better to try to pronounce the ayin, which is deeper than the aleph. You're supposed to hear the difference between every single symbol. There's a reason why they're different and not the exact same thing. There is no such thing as two symbols having the same exact sound, except for, to teach a specific thing if need be. But as we said, every word is unique, every single symbol is unique, every ta'am is unique, every single vowelization point is unique, and all of these things need to be studied in depth. So Moshe goes out the second day. The first day he sees Ish Mitzri, and the word Ish is being used here, so I don't understand it. Ish is always supposed to be some kind of outstanding individual. Makeh Ish Ivri, and he's hitting an Ish, which is an outstanding individual, Ivri, from the other side, Mi Ever. Because Abraham and Sarah were called Ivrim because they were on the other side. Physically, they crossed the river, so they were on the other side of the world. But literally, opposite the entire world, as it was only Abraham and Sarah at the time who left this idolatry behind and then started to teach humanity to leave behind these evil idolatries that are called depressors by David HaMelech and other prophets. Meaning depressors, that they depress their users, and the way to serve all of these idolatries, God forbid, a lot of them involved child sacrifice, which is already the most disturbing, evil thing. And again, the entire point of the Akedah is teaching this sick world that God does not desire child sacrifice for any major whatever. Has v'shalom. So Am Yisrael since then were called Ivrim, that even if the whole world is on the other side, if you have the truth, one person can be right and millions of people can be wrong. Billions of people. It doesn't matter about stupid numbers. It matters about, are you with Hashem, who is generating reality? The infinite God, not any old or young bearded man in the sky, God forbid. This pagan view, this Greek mythology, God forbid, that we're all taught in schools, God forbid. Till this day, we're taught Greek and Roman mythology to little kids, God forbid. They think it's a joke. They think it's a story time. God forbid. They don't know the implications of what these things are, how confusing it is for the kids now. Teaching them about gods in the plural. And what kind of gods are these, filled with jealousy and corruption? And again, they're not gods. They're just these humans who think they're gods. The most dangerous type of individual. Chas v'shalom. And so again, the title of Ivri. The next day, Vayetze bayom hasheni v'hine shnei anashim ivrim, and we're going to go more in depth when we line up the Targum to the Torah. But again, that was just demonstrating how to do it. You can already go ahead and log in. Well, we're just going to go through, hopefully, till Aliyah Revi'i. You could style it with the Aliyah button if you'd like, move it around, whatever it is. So he sees the next day, Shnei Anashim Ivrim, two of his brothers, Ivrim, fighting, Nitzim, that they are fighting, again, with one another. But what's the difference between here, Nitzim, there's the word Ravim also. What's the difference between them? We have to understand. And he said to the wicked one, why are you about to hit your friend? And from here the sages learn that even if someone just lifts their hand, he doesn't even actually hit their friend. He's already, Moshe is calling him a rasha, a wicked one, or foolish one. Rash Ayin is also who is deficient in his mind or lacking his sight. All of these things, doesn't understand that, God forbid, to harm another individual who's innocent, or there's ways to speak. Kids who don't know how to speak use their hands to talk and hit because they don't know how to talk. God forbid. So here that's what the sages say. Lama takeh means in the future. He didn't hit him yet, but takeh means you will hit him. So he said, wicked one, why are you about to hit your friend? So then they say, Vayomer mi samcha leish, who put you to be this ish? Again, this outstanding individual, sar v'shofet aleinu, this prince and ruler over us. Vayomer is also in the singular. And then all of a sudden it says aleinu. So Vayomer, again, maybe they're both saying this thing. They both agree. They both stop their fight and being like, who are you? You know, we're fighting. Like, leave us alone. We can do whatever we want. And it's interesting because I don't know if Moshe is the prince. Like, he literally is the Ish, Sar, and Shofet Alehem. I don't know. So then they say, Hal hargeni ata omer kasher haragta et hamitzri. Hal hargeni, are you trying to kill me? But hal hargeni, are you going to kill me? You, ata omer. Omer is saying, and from here the sages transmit what is the meaning. Again, the meaning, the real meaning of the Tanakh. So this is where the sages explained that Moshe killed the Mitzri using a name, some kind of divine name, again, because it's all code, it's all different names, it's all, you have to understand how the universe works. But basically, that name was to kill him, killed that Mitzri. And so they're saying, Hal hargeni ata omer, to kill me are you going to say, meaning like as you said, kasher haragta et Mitzri, just like you killed the Mitzri. Vayira Moshe vayomer, achen noda hadavar. Achen noda hadavar, it is known. And again, the sages from here, Rabbi Mansour Shlita, in the name of the sages, transmitting what is Moshe saying here. He's saying, what? Why are you in exile? Why are you being slaves in Egypt? What happened to you that you're worthy of such a thing? And so here he said, because they were threatening to tell the Lashon Hara to Paro, because they were going to gossip and say what Moshe did, they saw him kill this Mitzri, that he saw Bayar Kien Ish, the sages explain, he saw his whole future line, and he saw there was never going to be anyone who was going to convert or be a decent human being from his line. Again, something only prophets, a true prophet of God who was revealed by God such information, and he's trying to kill someone else. So Moshe stepped in and saw all the future repercussions and saw that no one will come from this. This is just an evil action right now, that he's about to kill this my brother, essentially. and nothing ever good will come from him. And so he killed him. And how did he kill him? With the words, Kasher Harakta, right? And Vayar Moshe, and he said, so you're threatening to gossip me to the king? That for me trying to defend my brother, and from here trying to defend and split and not make them argue of my brothers again, that you're my brothers, and you're threatening to tell the government, God forbid, and all these things. Now I understand why. It is so that Nodad is known, hadavar, the thing of why you are still in exile, God forbid. This hatred towards one another, this lack of caring about brothers. If they saw him kill the Mitzri, they could have helped the situation too, but they were standing idly by. Not only that, but then they wanted to use that situation to threaten Moshe and say, I know what you did, and I could, So again, so Moshe feared that they're going to do what they are now doing. Vayishma Paro et hadavar hazeh. How did Paro hear? They went and told Paro what Moshe did. Vayivakesh leharog et Moshe. Vayivakesh is different than Vayishal. Vayivakesh is for everyone, as if now it's like for all of the Egyptians now. He's asking to kill Moshe. Vayivrach Moshe mipnei Paro. Literally, from the face of Paro, they captured Moshe, and they brought him to Paro. They placed his neck down on the table, on the stone, to try to chop off his head. And again, the sages transmit what transpired. How all of a sudden is Moshe running away from the face of Paro, and what's happening here? Because Hashem made a miracle that Moshe's neck turned to marble stone, shattered the sword that was about to be dropped on his neck, and everyone feared about what they just witnessed, and Moshe escaped a shocked people. Vayeshev be'eretz Midian, and he sat in the land of Midian. Vayeshev al ha'be'er, and then he was sitting literally over the well, or I guess meaning he was like guarding over the well, because over the well there could be a lot of corruption, evil people who know that people need to go and get water every day and get fresh water. They could wait there. God forbid if the girls are sent out and evil men are hiding and waiting to trap people. And again, the lack of fear of God, or simply knowledge of what existence is, how God is generating reality, and all of our thoughts and everything is revealed before God. How instead of realizing this, to try to, God forbid, commit evil and think you're going to get away in the grand scheme of life, and not only that, but in the part that really matters, God forbid, in the next world, which is you don't have a body to do things anymore. You are your thoughts and what you've learned and occupied in your whole life. And if it's only been corruption and evil, God forbid, you are trapped in that world that you've created for yourself, God forbid. No, not of us, God forbid. This is Has v'shalom. Good people want nothing to do with such evil. But how important it is for people to fear God. Abraham wouldn't stay in a place that didn't fear God. They didn't realize or recognize what Hashem is, the infinite being generating reality. And you can't live with people who do not recognize that, because, as the sages say, Ish et re'ehu chaim balau. A man, his friend, he's going to swallow him up whole. Just for money, just for different things. They don't care about people. They would stick a gun at an innocent human's face who's working hard in a store and rob them up front, wearing masks, because they're afraid to get caught. They think no one sees them. God created an arena of free will. They're not going to get away with it in the grand scheme of life. And this world is not even a fraction of what the infinity means, the infinite life. God forbid, we need to educate the masses. Lechohen midyan sheva banot v'tavona v'tidlena v'timalena et hareatim. And the Kohen of Midian had 7 daughters. The Kohen were in Hawaiian, big kahuna, Kohen Gadol, literally. Kohen, kehuna. Kohen is the servant of God, the sort of in between, if you could say such a thing. But here he was a Kohen for idolatry at this point in time until Yitro converted. Leashkot et son avihim. And they arrived, and they brought up from the well, and they filled the rehatim. What's the difference? Rehatim, kadim. Rehatim in Aramaic, rahatin is to run. Maybe it's thing, I guess, lighter, meant to be ran back and forth. I don't know. Easy to transport. I have to see. Lashkot et son aviem, in order to water and the sheep of their father. The father owns all the flocks. Vayavo haroim. Right, just words sound so much cooler in Lashon HaKodesh in Aramaic. Translating them is just so ugly, God forbid. Again, there is no replacement for seeing the Torah and hearing the Torah in the original. It doesn't compare. It's different universes. You're just left with some kind of story in a different language, God forbid, and this misshapen scribbles we call letters, as opposed to these otiyot, which are these stunning, perfect symbols that each are, you have to learn each one and what they mean on a basic level and all of the different things they mean, all of which is lost entirely in translation. Vatavona el Reuel avihem. And they arrive to their father Reuel, one of his names, which is, I don't know, is that a bad name, a good name? Reuel. Because it's not Reuel, not Reuel, see God. It's shepherd God, which is very weird. Of course, sounds not good actually. Because the idolatry is the people create their gods in however they like them. They create the God in their image, in their likeness, in their whatever they like. Chas v'shalom. Vayomer madua mihartem bo hayom. Madua. Again, we'll see what that means. Mihartem. Why did you translate for right now? Why did you hurry? Mihartem bo hayom. How did you come back so early today? I guess would be translated, but obviously this could be very cryptic. Whatever that is. Okay, v'tomer ish mitzri hitzilanu miyad haroim v'gam dalo dalalanu vayashk et hatzon. So here they did have an incident. V'tom ish mitzri, a distinguished man who they thought is a Mitzri. He's dressed in the royal garb of Egypt. Hitzilani miyad haroim. He saved us from the hands of the shepherds, the male shepherds who used to, because Yitro didn't have any sons, so he only had daughters to do this. And I guess, yes, it makes much more sense for the boys, the men, to carry this water back and forth. Why would you want your wife, your daughter, to carry this back-breaking water on their backs or on their heads, however they did it? And so they were saved, they were helped. They could have teased them, they could have, God forbid, did worse things than just tease them and make it difficult to get water. But here Moshe helped them, helped steer away all of these bad people from the well, so that everybody can come and drink clean water without fearing for their life, God forbid. So he filled up all of everything, and he also then gave water to all of the sheep. Vayomer el benotav, we'ayo, where is he? Interesting language as well. Lama ze azavtem et haish, why did you leave such an individual out there? Kir'ena lo v'yuchal lachem. Call him here and he will eat bread. Again, if it's a euphemism, he's saying maybe one of you can marry him. Vayoel Moshe lashevet et haish. See what Vayoel means. Yoel is also the name of the prophet Yoel, obviously. We'll see what Yoel here means. Moshe lashevet et haish. And here, Yitro is still referred to as Ha'ish, so maybe even though he served all of these idolatries and whatever this is, that he was still an outstanding individual, an outstanding good person. And we know that to be true, actually. Many different religions who, whatever, many good people from all these different religions. Because again, it's not, good people are good people no matter what their background, where they come from, anything. Good people are good people based on the actions they do. And all humans literally are one family. That is Am Yisrael, who preserves the Torah, that states, in case anyone forgets, all humanity is one family literally. There is no concept as like the chosen people and all these kinds of things, especially understood in the context that people are understanding it, or not in the context, it's just how people are thinking that what that means. It doesn't mean chosen to be, and now we're better than you. That's not at all what the word chosen means. And the example that you can give anyone and understand is if you're sitting in a classroom and the teacher turns to one student in the front, whatever, and says, can you go, doesn't matter in the front, let's make it in the back. In the back actually works even better. The student turns to a kid in the back, right? The back row, known to just want to just chill out and sleep and eat and whatever. Teacher turns to one of them and says, go and get me some books from the office. Is that kid who was chosen, is he better than any other kid in that room? Absolutely not. Do the other kids even want to get up now and go get these books from the office? Absolutely not. So the whole concept is so stupid. People just, I don't know, they have hatred and want to channel it somewhere. Don't realize that they destroy an entire people, and such a people who Moshe, Lavdil, God forbid, Paro was so happy when Yosef arrived and he heard that his brothers arrived to Egypt, because Paro saw the value of Yosef. He saw what it means to have a prophet of God with you. That he just saved his entire country and the entire world and made Paro literally the richest man on the face of earth. Of course he sees the value and he's so happy to hear that Yosef has brothers even. Imagine what, that was just Yosef. Like now what can happen if all the brothers are there together. These are good people. Again, good people. And we're responsible for everyone else. Cain, who killed Hevel, said to God, Hashomer achi anochi? Translated as, am I my brother's keeper? Am I the keeper? Am I the guardian of my brother? Asking. The answer is yes. Yes, you are. Every brother is responsible for the entire brothers, sisters, the whole family. Yes, we're responsible for one another. Not only is the nation of Israel, the guardians of the Torah, responsible for the most secular people who happen to be Jewish just because they're born of a Jewish mother and have no connection to the Torah. And God forbid, if anyone, there's good people who are secular and there's bad people who are seemingly very religious. So again, it's not about all of these kinds of things. The guardians of the Torah, those who truly keep the Torah, are the good and perfection and the justice and the beauty in this world. And of course, we're responsible for every type of person to help them and everything. We are our brother's keepers, and we are responsible for everyone, and we're trying to help everyone. And that doesn't give any nation an excuse. Every nation on earth should realize, literally, and every human, we're all one family. We're all responsible. We are our brother's keepers. We are supposed to protect our families, which is all of humanity. We're supposed to protect everyone, each other, from evil people, evil ideas, evil anything, and to destroy it and remove it from earth, to create that perfect world that is achievable if everyone follows the rules of the infinite God who gave the Torahs on earth. That they are here, the wisdom is here and evident when it's seen, of course, as it's scribed in Ketava Shurit. There will be shalom. I don't know, the English word peace, written with a different spelling is peace, like a piece of something, which is the complete opposite of what shalom from shalem means, complete wholeness. Another stupid English word, because you could have a hole, and then to be whole. You have a hole in the ground, and then to be whole is to be complete. Like, again, English is stupid, if not purposefully deceptive and evil. That's a topic for another time. But usually that would be the case. Evil governments or evil languages would want to take beautiful words of the Torah and use them to mean something so disgusting in their language. Like imagine someone takes your name and says, that actually means the most disgusting thing in my language, and just destroys the Torah word and tries to have many people associate this disturbing thing with this sound. This is not uncommon. There was attacks on every single level that you could possibly attack a document and attack a people, attack God on, essentially. People who want to remove God from earth. Evil people. People don't understand what God is, and that's due to horrible PR by other religions and things trying to missionize and reach people first and force and threaten people, God forbid, with their words or with the sword, literally. So much evil, God forbid. So Vayiten et Tzipora bito leMoshe. So he stayed. I guess this has a meaning of that he stayed with the Ha'ish, referring to Yitro, or Reuel, as they introduced him, Kohen Midian, the leader of Midian, the spiritual leader of Midian, or whatever. Vayiten et Tzipora bito leMoshe, and he gave Tzipora, his daughter, to Moshe. Vateled ben. Very similar with Yosef's story. Vateled ben vayikra et shmo Gershom. And he called him Gershom, ki amar, because he said, Ger ha'ithi be'eretz nochriya. I was dwelling temporarily in a foreign land. So Gershom is like a contraction of Gersham. I was living temporarily there. I was a foreigner there, just passing through, essentially. So that ends, that's a petucha, and then it continues. Vayhi bayamim harabim hahem, vayamat melech Mitzrayim. And And it was in those many, many days, the sages teach from here that when a person is in distress, that even a few days, right? If you don't have food, one day without food is already like the ultimate highest level of problem. So when they're in such a distressful situation, again, what it says about the king of Egypt, Vayamat Melech Mitzrayim, that he died. Again, the sages teach that there's 4 categories of people that are considered dead when they're living, but actually there's more that's scattered throughout all the wealth of the entire Torah Shebe'al Peh. There's more than just 4, but one of the 4 is leper. This leprosy, God forbid, somebody who catches it, Sarat, is considered dead when they're living. So Vayamat Melech Mitzrayim could be that he actually didn't die, that the sages teach that he got Sarat, and not only that, but this sick individual, what idolatry is, that he slaughters 200 babies, or 100 babies, literally 100 or 200 is the number, a day, and bathes in their blood, because according to them, that is how they're going to heal that skin. Again, what a sick individual. That's why it's, God forbid. So of course, when such a event is taking place, that is the most distressful time. So Vayhi bayamim harabim hahem. So it seemed like many days. Like it seems like when there's a distressful situation, 1 hour feels like forever. So that's what the sages are saying here. Vayamat Melech Mitzrayim, again, that he died, meaning he is considered dead already when living. First of all, being wicked is one of those categories. Just being a wicked person is already considered dead when they're living, worthy of death, and just still alive, because that's God's mercy on earth. God doesn't want somebody to die, especially when they're wicked, but to change and to improve and to live. Vayanhu b'nei Yisrael min ha'avodah vayiz'aku. Vaye'anhu, if you can read it like Noach, not any rest. Vayanhu is, they're going crazy. There's no rest. There's no stopping. There's no relaxation. They're panicking. If you, I don't know, like whatever it is. Vayinahu min ha'avodah, from this harsh labor. Vayizaku, and then they cried out during this pain, as the Gra explains. Vayizaku is when the moment of pain, and God forbid, when you cry out, God forbid. Vata'al shav'atham, shava is actually before anything happens, but the Gra is teaching in the name of the sages that their prayer is sort of has been lodged in between, not allowed to go up, God forbid, to Hashem from the work, but when they cried out in pain, that shattered the heavens, essentially, shattered the blockages, and even the preemptive tefillah, praying, please don't, beforehand, not being smart about it, to pray beforehand, not to pray only during pain. We don't need any, God forbid, especially harsh wake-up calls. Vayishma Elohim et na'akatam, and then he heard na'akatam. So what is now na'akatam? They're pleading. We have to see now what is na'akatam. Hopefully the Targum will help us. Again, it's on the initial level, Ezer Kenegdo. We'll see. Everything here then requires further study in the entire Midrashim and Talmudim. Mishnayot, Midrashim, Talmudim. Vayizkor Elohim et brito, and Hashem Yizkor is bapeh. Hashem spoke the covenant that Hashem promised. Again, I don't even like saying he, although Rabbi Ari Kaplan Zatzal says we do refer to God in the masculine because God is the giver, and as the male trait, the female receives, but she gives back actually way more. But we Hashem is ECHAD, which is one, the perfect unity that is male and female. That's why Hashem is one. Hashem is perfect and one, and just like a perfect couple, they don't need to have kids. They wanted to have kids, and they love the kids from before they're even born, and Hashem is perfect, so there's no such creepy concepts as, God forbid, and whatever, about people who don't marry people and just because they're considered married to God. God forbid. There's no such, it's evil and disgusting and weird. There's no such concept as being married to God. Okay, and so we finished. Okay, right. Vayar Elokim et bnei Yisrael, and Hashem saw along with bnei Yisrael, what that means, again, et is a word that does not translate, and this appears all over the entire Tanakh. How many words are literally lost entirely in translation? As we said, this may be the most important word of the written Torah. Et, from Aleph till Tav, including from everything. At is all the Aleph Bet, and the Aleph Bet are the building blocks of the universe and everything. Evidently seen, of course, you could see the art and check out the pictures. Okay. And so we finished breaking down the text, and now we can begin to line up the Targum to the Torah. Vayifen lecha. So here is to here, ulecha, and to here. But again, what is the difference between ko and po and kan and other words that are all translated in English as here? So vayar is the haza. Chazon, again, we said, what's the difference between vayar and lachazot? Ish, the Targum is gavra, gever. What is the difference between a ish and a gever? Vayach is to hit. The Targum is macha. Limchot is to erase. Mechot timchet zecher amalek imach shmo v'zichro. So what's the difference between macha and hika? To erase and to hit. Again, that's just how it's translated. What is the real definition? And you have to always go back to the actual language, the source, and see what the sages are transmitting as the meaning of the word. Okay. Okay. Vayar ish mitzri make ish ivri mecha v'chaza gvar mitzray make ligvar. Again, so ligvar, but so make it red and then change this to light red just to distinguish, because it's legvar. Two things here. This is the word, and this is the special ot that attaches. Vayifen has the word pei hiding here. To face. Pei is the face. It is the face. The surface, the outside. And bet is always on the inside. Bet is the internal. Betoch. And you could see that clearly. Vayifen ko vachol vayar ki ein ish. And he looked at both sides, and he saw that there is no outstanding man. The sages say, "B'makom she'ein ish hishtadel liyot ish." And when there is a place, you see a situation that's lacking a good person, an individual, there's no one to teach, there's no one to help, you rise up and be that hero, that one to help, essentially. Vayach et ha-mitzri, and he hit and killed the Mitzri. So it's interesting, if it's words, vayach could mean, again, with words. And he hit the Mitzri, vayitmenehu bachol, and he hid him away. But again, what's the difference between all the words of hiding? Taman, kavar, he buried him in the sand. He didn't bury him here. Vayitmenehu, he just concealed him in the sand. So what is, maybe that means that he was above land, but extra sand was dumped on him, so that's not considered likbor, because that would be in the ground. I don't know. We'll have to see what that means. Vayetze bayom hasheni, and Moshe went out. So he grew up, and he went out, and he saw in the suffering of his brothers in this work. He grew up in the palace. V'hine shnei anashim, this time he sees two men. Veha, and behold. Ha is hey, literally hey. Ha means behold and see, something that you could identify with your five senses. Hey is 5 numerically. So vehine, and behold, shnei anashim, see, two anashim, two guvrin, again, juvrin, here, ivrim, targum is Yehudain, Natsan, again, they're fighting. Again, translated as fighting, but what does it mean? Arguing. Ve'amar, and he said, lechayava, to the hayava, which is to the one who needs, who's chayav, he is liable, the one who is liable, the one who needs to improve his actions. Chayav la'asot tshuva, who needs to return to Hashem. Lama takeh, so the targum is at mache. Lama is you're hitting, you're erasing to your friend. You're hitting your friend. Lechavrach. So what's the difference between re'echa and chavrecha? Okay. Vayomer, and because it's just a standalone centered word, so you could just center this one as well. Ve'amar, and of course every amirah has to do with the mem, as the kids teach us. Man samha, man shavya, who has placed you? Ligvar, to be this appointed individual. Rav, again, sar, we have the word Rav. What is the difference? And then shofet here is all of a sudden dayan. We have dan, yadin, amo. We have the word din, dayan. What is the difference between shofet and dayan? Again, I'm sorry that right now we have more questions than we do answers, but hopefully we'll check the sources. If anybody needs to know the definition of words, we could point you into the direction of several different books. That will help us. Kasher haragta et hamitzvah, just contact us, message us, leave a comment, whatever it is. Kemo dikatalta, just like you have killed, just like you have killed the Egyptian. Kema, so kasher is kede, but the ma is added here, and katalta. Okay? Vayir'a Moshe vayomer achen noda hadavar. Udichil, Moshe feared. Ve'amar, achen, targum is bikushta, in truth. With truth. With truth, I know Ithyada was made known this instance, this thing, the fact that why is this good people trapped sort of right now? Ushma Paro, I think this is also slightly different, but I don't even know if to change it at this moment in time and everything. Vayishma Paro yat pitgama hadin, this thing. We have the word pitgam in Megillat Esther, although they do say that that's an Aramaic word. But what we have, milul, pitgam, davar, what is the difference between these kinds of things? Vayivakesh lemiktal Yat Moshe, and he's asking to kill Moshe. He's asking for everyone. Vayivakesh, not Vayishal. Vayivrach, the Targum is Ve'arak, that he escaped, but this is the Targum of the word Vayanas, because it has a Samech and here has an Ayin. These words are connected. So what's the difference between livroach vilanus? Okay, min kodam. So he escaped from before Paro. Vayeshev be'eretz de Midian. Vayethev be'ara de Midian, and he was sitting in the land of Midian. Vayeshev is Vayethev. If you read it again like the Teimanim, you really hear how it's just a heavy accent of someone who burnt their mouth and tongue. So you're trying to say Vayeshev, but you say Vayethev al beira, al habe'er. Ulerava de Midian. And to the leader, Ule and Uleraba de Midian, Shiva Bnan. He has 7 daughters. Ve'afa'a, and because of that, they are the ones who are trying to help out their father to fill up and water and do these things. And normally this is the man who's going to carry these heavy water back and forth. Who would want their girlfriend, their wife, their sister, who would want their mother, who would want any girl who cares about them to try to lift and carry these heavy things, of course. Not that they can't, not that no one's capable. Vayavo haroim la shaka'a ana de avuhen. Va'athu vayavo'u haroim vayigarshum va'athu ra'aya utradunun. Tard is late, to make them late, they're chasing them away. So the shepherds were chasing them away. They didn't want these girls or whatever. They were trying to, scaring them. They're making them late because of that, where tardy comes from. And to retard even means to hold back. That you could see on some packages of pita or whatever, these breads, different things, that some kind of thing is added to retard the yeast, to make it, to hold them back. So they're being held back now by these annoying shepherds. So arose Moshe vayoshian, and he arose and he saved them. They thought they were about to die, maybe. They were trying to kill them. So Moshe, because Yoshian has to do with bringing the dead back to life. Hagonar Moshe Shapir Zatzal is saying, Mosheinu l'tchiyat hametim, has to do with bringing the dead back to life. Only Hashem can do. V'tavona ve'atha'a, and they arrived levat Reuel, towards Reuel, avuhen. I have to check the manuscripts. This Targum is not... the vowelization and the Masorah on this Targum is not... I don't know where it's from and whatever. I could already hear how it's not like crisp and clean Aramaic. B'ezrat Hashem, we're trying to go through the manuscripts and trying to... So yeah, Madua is Madain. Mazeh. So what's the difference between Madua and Mazeh? Nihartim bo hayom. Why have you came back so early? Like, I did not expect this. Like, and what happened today? Did you even do it? You know. So they're saying this Egyptian man, they look at him and he looks like an Egyptian. Shezvana, he has saved us. Shezev, to save, where it comes from. Shezev, to shezev me, to shezev them. Shezva is the saving. Right. Okay. Shezvana miyad ra'aya. He saved us from the hands of these shepherds. Literally, it sounds like they even had their hands on them because of this language, of course. And even midla has the word dal, which means poor, but it also means to raise up. Aromimcha Hashem ki dilitani, that you've raised me up from the depths, velo simachta we'yleh, and you didn't let my enemies rejoice over me, over the fact that they thought they could kill David or whatever it is. Has v'shalom. Right. Shizvana miyad raya ve'af midla dila lana ve'ashke yaf ana. Ana is tzon, on, and the tzadi and ayin look similar if someone's not writing it neatly or careful, but they are connected as well. But ana is like ani. Tzon, the Targum is as if ani is poor, because there is no poorer person than the sheep, or not person. There is no poor creature. That sheep can't do anything on their own. This is a creature that God made that depends entirely on people, on good people. A shepherd protects them, guides them towards greener pastures, makes sure they drink fresh water, helps shear them, which is a danger. If it gets wet, God forbid, they could drown. If they, and helps them mate, even like as Yaakov did with the sticks. By seeing the sticks, the sheep, it affected them in different ways. But also delivering the babies, even that they need help delivering the babies, completely dependent upon people. So the Targum is ana, like ani, the poorest animal. Ve'amar livnafe, and he said to his daughters, Ve'anhu, Ayoz, where is he? Lama dnan, so it's dnan here, not dain. Why is this that you have shavaktun, azavtin? Why did you leave him? Why did you leave along with this man? Like they saw God essentially with this man. I don't know. But ukir'ena lo, call him and let him eat bread. Let's invite him over for dinner. Let's reward him for saving all of my daughters and helping us so much today. Utsevi, again, I don't know if that's correct Targum, we'll have to check the manuscripts. Lemithav, and he wanted to sit with him. Et Gabra, right? Vayiten et Tzipora bito leMoshe, and he gave Tzipora, has the word tzipor, bird, his daughter, leMoshe. Again, why is her name that? What's the significance here? We'll see, hopefully. Vayelidat bar, and she gave birth to a son. Vayikra ukrayat shmeh, and he called along with his name Gershom, as if it says Gersham. A temporary dweller I was there. Are Amar, because he said Dayar, which is I think it's a different word even. Dayar ani haveti dar ani, like I was just dwelling, but ger is a temporary dwelling. I don't know. Ger is to live there temporarily, but why is ger called a ger too? A convert would be called a ger, and at what point does the ger title expire? because if you convert, you're already Am Yisrael, so what's the point of the title Ger, even? Ve'ava b'yomei segiaya hayinu. And it was in those many, many days, distressful days, Vayamat melech Mitzrayim. So here, it just says again, he met is not always literally soul leaving body. Met is, there's again, many categories of people who are considered dead when they're living. You have to compile the entire list, going through all of the transmission of the Torah Sheba'al Peh and really seeing how many different things could mean met when someone says met, but in English it's just translated as he died. God forbid what is understood in English, in other languages as well. It's just terrifying to think. Vayizaku 356. Okay. Balha de'aba kashe alehon de'aba kashe alehon. So here we have some extra meaning. Min ha'avodah. Which work? The one that was too difficult over them. The back-breaking work. Uzeiku. Again, if we're not sure, always try to look ahead to see the words that you know. Usilak ta'al is the ayin, and here in the Targum is the samech ayin. The kids pair them; they go together in the real alphabet. Samech and ayin, they're paired together, and twice even, according to this version in the Vilna. Likdam Hashem, for Hashem. So why does the Torah flip it like that, right? Min pulchana, from the work. Ushmiya kodam. It was heard before God. Again, translated as heard, but what is this? Shama is to fully hear, understand. Yat kevel tehon. Kevel is, I think it's a word in even Yiddish, but kevel tehon is kabel. I think it's not even spelled, I mean the vowelization, I have to check this manuscript, but kabel tehon is like their yells, their, I'll have to see exactly what that means. Vayiskar udechir, and Hashem's name in the Targum is with 3 yuds. If you see in the manuscripts, for right now there's even more different configurations. We'll see them all. B'ezrat Hashem. Yad Kayameh, and he said aloud the covenant, recalling it now. When God speaks, God creates. When God is saying now this covenant, Hashem is freeing Am Yisrael from all of this evil. Okay. That is with Yitzchak, and that which is with Yaakov. Again, Torah says et, and here the Targum is im, with. Not just with reluctantly. The Targum is I'm with you for real. Ugelei kodam Hashem, and it is revealed before Hashem. Excuse me. This, and it is revealed this, the slavitude, the servitude, being slaves in Egypt. Vayeda Elohim, what does it mean? And now knew completely. Targum is Ve'amar b'memre lemifrakhon Hashem. Vayeda, and he knew, means, and Hashem said in his word, and Hashem said in Hashem's word, which is, again, water and light, the Torah Shebechtav, Torah Shebal Peh, B'meimra lemifrak hon, to save them. That is what Hashem is saying now. Delete the prakim. Okay, and now B'ezrat Hashem, we're ready for the next thing, and this is how everything will look. Again, as you go through it, it will look very beautiful. As you understand, the better you understand, the better it will look, and you can always see your progress where you leave off, and the next time, just pick up right from where we left off. All right, thank you, and Kol Tuv.